Why you don't need tap water for your mental health. In case we haven't met yet, I'm jessxgoh. I'm the sole founder of Life in Confidence. I'm also a detox specialist. And I really want to focus on the topic of water because water is an element that we tend to neglect, especially as a part of our diet and our lifestyle. So why is it that you don't need tap water? First of all, it's not appropriate for drinking because it's filled with heavy metals. And so society has trained us to believe that it's safe to drink tap water because the chlorine or the chloride in it is there to kill the bacteria in the water. And then they decide to put fluoride in it because it will help to strengthen our bones and teeth. And the problem with this is that we're consuming water that is dead and has heavy metals. The water within itself, its structure has been distorted, and it's not an alkaline water that is appropriate for drinking purposes. It's great if you want to use the water to clean the house because it's acidic. So with the water, how does it affect your mental health? If you're consuming heavy metals from your tap water, we also consume heavy metals from our food supply chains through pesticides and herbicides from farms and crops that uses pesticides and herbicides, and also the chemtrails that's being polluted in the sky. And the chemtrails contain the heavy metals, herbicides and pesticides, and spraying that all over the land, which is not necessary at all. And why it's not safe to consume rainwater, it contains these heavy metals that's being polluted in the sky and all sorts of stuff that is being polluted through the air, such as breathing into the exhaust of vehicles and factories. So with heavy metals, when we consume it, and we also experience it through vaccines of all kinds, because vaccines contain heavy metals, and what it does is that our brain absorbs the heavy metals like a sponge. And when the heavy metals are absorbed like a sponge in the brain, it hinders the neurological process. So you would experience brain fog, memory loss, difficulty in concentration or to make a decision, and you would experience other extreme ways of it, such as dementia, autism, ADHD, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, nightmares, eczema, tics, seizures, epilepsy. The list goes on and on and on. This is why there's a spike and an increase, especially in children and in adults, of why we have all sorts of neurological mental health conditions because of these heavy metals. And constantly being introduced to all sorts of vaccines. So I want to be clear that I am not a doctor and I am not a physician, and I do not work in the pharmaceutical and medical industry. I am simply sharing it as a detox specialist from a holistic alternative approach. So with that in mind, how can you start changing your supply chain when it comes to your food, when it comes to your water? So when you start changing your supply chain, you will feel a difference in your mental health, in your mood, the way you feel about yourself, the way your brain starts to function and operate. It's not suppressed, it's expressed. it's lit up, it's filled with energy, it's not bogged down with all of these other things that we've been exposed to. So this is why detoxification is really important, especially drinking clean alkaline water, because that helps us to detox and bring our body into a far more alkaline state. And it's not just water alone, but it's also our diet, our environment, and how we can protect our energy from EMF radiation and all sorts of stuff, which you can learn more in my free webinar, Make a Comeback from a Health Crisis, and how you can move into quantum health. You can click on the link below and it will bring you to a different page for you to learn more and to register for your free spot. You will learn so much just from that webinar alone. And so what I want to introduce you to is ways how you can source high quality water that is appropriate for drinking and for hydrating. You know, when it's a hot sunny day and maybe you've went for a run or a jog or an exercise, or you're just simply sweating and you're dehydrated and you're drinking tap water and you still feel thirsty, so you go and get a soft drink or Powerade or Gatorade because the tap water isn't hydrating you. It doesn't have the properties to hydrate you. This is why we need to drink alkaline water, where the water is remineralized with rocks from the earth. So you need to get your water from the valleys, the mountains, the springs. So if you can get fresh spring water delivered to your place, that would be the most ideal thing to do. And it's alkaline, it's living. It's the reason why I say water is living, because it's moving, it's circulating. But when water becomes stagnant and it's not in the elements of nature, it's no longer moving, it's no longer living, it's dead, like the tap water. And when we consume living water, living foods like herbs, fruits and vegetables, where they're all living, they're all growing, right? We're taking on their energy and we're taking on their consciousness. And imagine what that does to our body when we expose ourselves in that way to living water and living foods. We light up, we feel alive, we feel different, especially in the mind, because we're taking on that level of consciousness, that level of energy. And if you don't like the hassle and the inconvenience of having spring water delivered to your home, and I've tried this option, and especially living a busy lifestyle, and it's time consuming to bring big heavy bottles of water up and down the stairs into your apartment, and then it takes up space, and trying to determine how many bottles of water you need per fortnight. So I've looked at other options, and what has really helped and worked for me is definitely investing in a water filtration system where it has sediments and filters and other things to filter out the heavy chemicals and all sorts of stuff that's in tap water. And then you have the rocks at the bottom to remineralize and alkalize the water. So that's the system that I use at home. If you're on the go, or you're not in the position to invest in that sort of system, maybe because you're traveling, maybe you're in a country temporarily, maybe you're in the place that you're in temporarily, you're moving in between homes, stuff like that, or maybe it's just not in your budget, what I would recommend is to invest in a portable water bottle that helps you to receive the benefits of drinking alkalizing water. And I want to use the word alkalizing or alkaline water with such great care and respect, because it's used as a marketing gimmick, and you see it a lot in supermarkets, how they're selling alkaline water 9.5, 10 point something, and really you just need to drink alkaline water that's a pH of 8, because if you go too high, it can cause you to go on a trip where you're hallucinating, you're out of your body, and that's not what you want. That's too high for your body to be able to handle, you want to drink ideally at a pH of 8. pH of 7 is being neutral. Anything below pH 7 is acidic, and anything above pH 7 is alkaline. So what I've learned from detoxification is all based on the chemistry of life and the chemistry of body. Acidity and alkalinity. It's that simple. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. As soon as you realize that, it will make your life easier how to reverse and regenerate your health and your body and your mental state, which you can learn more in my free webinar, which you can click in the link below. So there are two bottles that I recommend. If you're on the go, want something affordable, and it helps you to give you alkaline water, is that you've got the shungite bottle and you've got the hydrogen bottle. So with the shungite, it's got two openings. So this is the opening for drinking, and then you've got the other side where it has the opening for filtration. So you can see here you've got the filter, and you also have the elite shungite. It's not just any shungite, it's elite shungite. So you could see here in the filter that I've got elite shungite here. And I'll just take the rocks out just so you could see what it looks like. So elite shungite, it's very rare to find, and it's sourced from Russia. And what the shungite does, in the water, it kills off and cleans out the water from the heavy metals. It also purifies the water. It cleanses the water of negative energy, so it repels negativity. It's also very protective, soothing and calming. It's also a great way to detox from EMF radiation as well. And that's what shungite is known for, is EMF radiation protection. And it's very grounding. So when you drink this water, immediately, and from my experience as well, you feel a lot more grounded, a lot more integrated, a lot more calmer and soothed, and your overall mental well-being and emotional well-being feels stable and steady. Shungite is really great in healing properties as well. So protecting yourself from others, from the environment, releasing yourself of negativity, and it also amplifies your luck and opportunities, so it's easier to manifest as you drink the properties of this crystal. So with the shungite bottle, basically you can put the rocks in here, and you put your tap water here or your filtered water in here, and you let it sit in the bottle for 8 hours. So you leave it for 8 hours, and then it's ready for you to drink. So this is the shungite bottle, and I would say this is a really great bottle when you're on the go and you're in need of alkaline water and you want your energy to be calm and soothed. This is a really great bottle for this, for your mental health and your emotional state. Especially after doing an emotional trauma release process, this is a really great way to settle down your energy afterwards. And then you have the hydrogen water bottle. So it has the filter in here to purify the heavy metals and the toxins from tap water. And when you press this button, it adds hydrogen to the water. So I'm not sure if you could see here. There we go. You can see it's starting to infuse hydrogen into the water to make it more alkaline. And that's how you can get the alkaline water from these two different methods, from these two different bottles. And then you can turn it off by pressing the button. You got to press it really hard and long for a few times, and then it will turn off. And then it's ready to drink. So just opening up the lid, and you can drink your alkaline water. So these are two ways that you can get your alkaline filtered water on the go, is with these two options. So you're welcome to check them out or grab yourself a bottle by clicking on the link below. And you can also use the code HurrySpring for 15% off. So with that in mind, I would love for you to share with me what you got out of this talk. And if you do decide to get one of those bottles and you give it a go, please share with me in the comments below how you go with them and how you feel in terms of your mental health, your energy, and your emotions by drinking the water from these bottles. And you don't have to have both. You can have one or the other. If you have any questions around the bottles, please leave a comment below, and I'm more than happy to answer them for you. And if you got something out of this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and share it with your loved ones who need to hear it. And lastly, if you feel called to dive deeper into your healing journey of trauma recovery and rebalancing your mental health, you might be interested in joining me for my full moon childhood trauma clearing circle via Zoom or at my place in Bondi Beach. I am also running my Transforming Trauma 2-day workshops in South Australia, Victoria, and in Japan. So if you feel called to shift and let go of and release yourself of the suffering from your traumatic past through family constellations, to feel safe in your body through body work, to move stagnant energy through Tai Chi, core energetics, and bioenergetics, to psychologically and emotionally process your emotions and trauma successfully through Gestalt therapy, through primal screaming, through core energetics, and to take it on a galactic level with ancestral past life and childhood trauma clearing through light language, sound therapy, guided quantum meditation, and for you to integrate this all in a sacred sharing circle, and also to ground yourself through chanting, meditation, and so much more. Please click on the links below and learn more if this experience is for you. You are welcome to book a free clarity call in the link below to see if Transforming Trauma 2-day workshop is right for you. And if you have any questions around the workshop or the VIP ticket, if you feel called to receive personalized support as well as the workshop itself. So may this information serves you at your highest, and may you be the light that's in your heart.